Hey guys, what's up? Beyblade Genius 101 here with finally another deck profile for y'all. Now it's going to be Raccoons. This is my personal build of main deck, extra deck, and side deck. And do excuse the music if it offends you, sorry, but yeah, this is Christian music. I'm trying to memorize some of it for a little talent show that I'm going to be participating in on April 24th. But yeah, just listening to it as much as possible. So on to the actual deck profile. Part of this is based on a friend, Josh Wickstrom, and his friend's build, who actually went to YCS. Of course, I don't believe in net decking, and I don't have all the cards like Mistake and such. But yeah, the guy ran triple Mistake. I don't have that kind of stuff, so I like to go more generic, and I differ very much from different styles. So of course, we are going to be having our triple Baby Raccoon Poco. Then with its effect, you will typically be special summoning triple Tan. Now then, most people run double Kalantosa. I prefer 3, as a guy who made to ICS stated himself. He kept on drawing Kalantosa way more than any of the others. And then likewise, with that comes double Uniflora, Mystical Beasts of the Forest. As long as all the beasts, or all the monsters in your graveyards are beasts, then you're good to go. Up next, Elephant. I'm thinking of getting and adding a second copy to it. But yeah, I don't have one at the moment. And one of the other cards was a Fable Tuner that was also Beast Monster. I don't remember the exact name, though I'm planning on finding a copy of that myself. I was planning on getting one before that anyways. Up next, we have Tree Otter. Great when it comes to adding more attack, and then going with number 64 Run Raccoon Sandaiu's effect. We also have one Wind-Up Kitten, one Raccoon, then kind of going partially off of some of the other builds I've seen. And through thorough testing, I decided to add Banisher of the Light, because it just banishes. Most of these effects don't activate from the grave. Up next we have a Caius, the Shuttle Monarch. This one I typically alternate between main and side. Now then, moving on to spell cards. Of course, we have triple Obedience School. Then one of the more common preferences, triple Upstart. Likewise, triple MST, and one Dark Hole. Of course, you can run some other stuff, like more backfielding. Now, as for trap cards, we have triple Fiendish, double Mirror Force, and personal preference. Well, some more personal preferences, double Black Horn of Heaven, double Horn of the Van Beast, more draw power. Then some typical stuff, just like Banlist, Deep Prison, Torrential, and Solemn. Now then, as for the extra deck, let's see here. We have your typical, more so standard, triple number 64 Ronan Raccoon Sandaiu. A personal preference because I traded a few cards from the extra deck already. Triple Gachi, and believe me, it is actually very useful. And Armor Kappa, Hero to Pure Light. You'll want to be careful with these non-beasts when it comes to Uniflora, so use them very sparingly if possible. Likewise, this card will be able to be removed from play if you're running cards like some of the stuff I have in the extra deck, and if you have Banisher out. We also have Daigusto Phoenix, same applies for them. We also have Naturia Beast, very easy to get out if you're going ahead and you're getting something like Obedience School during your very first draw, because it's a beast type. Up next we have Mistbird Clausulus. Don't really pull it out too often, but it's nifty. We also have Thunder Unicorn. If it's a personal preference of yours, you can pull that out first turn. Likewise, we have Underworld Fire Balmung, Ally of Justice Catastrophe. I'm planning on getting a rare version soon enough. I want to max rarity this all out. Last but not least, we also have Naturia Barkion. I'm thinking of adding Naturia Landois because I have enough draw power, and I have enough retrieval power as well, in my opinion at least, to where I can go ahead and get all that stuff. Now, up next, side deck. That's personal preference. This is completely on my preference for the most part. We have Overworked. I might throw that into main, but probably not. Thunder King Ryo. I know most people put that in their main deck. Here we have another Caius, the Shadow Monarch. Here we have a D-Fisher. We have a Mask of Restrict. I know that a lot of decks these days still revolve around tributing. For example, Heretics especially, well, more so, and Monarchs being big again. Likewise, I have DD Crow in here. I need to get a second one. I trade one away. Double Max C, Double Effect Veiler, Light Imprisoning Mirror, and Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. I'm planning on taking these out, but Double Burst Rebirth is nice just in case. And then just a personal preference of mine that nobody runs anymore, The end of Anubis. Seriously, why does nobody run this card anymore? Its effect is that as long as this card remains face up on the field, all effects of spell, trap, and monster card effects that activate in the graveyard or designate the card in the graveyard are completely negated. That shuts down so many decks, and if you're able to keep them protected like what this deck is supposed to do, then, well, you're just in good luck. Because, well, provided you're the one using it. See, this deck doesn't really revolve much around the graveyard, which is why we are able to run some of the cards that we run. And that would be, let's see here, Defisher and Banisher of the Light. And a card that I'm considering taking out for Burst Rebirth is going to have to be Macrocosmos. But yeah, there's not so much graveyard loving in this deck. Yeah. See that idiom removed from play with that? I don't think this has anything. Yeah, Barkion does deal with the graveyard when it comes to banishing, but yeah. Balmung's effect can activate in the graveyard, but I don't really use him. Herald's effect goes ahead and targets in the graveyard. And that's it. Unless there's something on the side. Let's see here. His effect activates in the graveyard elephants, but its effect targets a banished beast, so that's good. His effect you tribute to target one in the graveyard, or you can target one in the hand, which solves for the problem that Josh's friend was having when it came to drawing Kalantosa too much. But yeah, other than that, you don't really have much of a problem, which is why I just love siding this card. So, yeah. It's such an awesome deck. I took it to locals a couple days ago on Saturday. Didn't go so well, and I wasn't as prepared as I should have been. And I was still getting used to the deck. I just got it a very short while back, pretty much complete. Yes, if you noticed before, I'm sure, which I'm sure you did, I do not run Downward Magician. Whenever I did have it, I traded it to my friend Austin, aka Chaos Lord. You may have seen him in some previous videos. But yeah. I just don't like running Downward. It's a nice card, it's a pricey card as well, going for what, $17.20? I don't even know anymore, but yeah, it's still higher priced. In the end though, I never really even had a use for it. Competing at tournaments, competing with friends, just for fun, I never even used it once to where it would actually help me. I just used it to experiment, and I found that there were better cards to run. Heck, I found that running Triple Gotchi worked better. Likewise, with the deck, I also got a Slacker Magician. Found that works way better in my in-progress version of Windups, which I'm probably getting rid of to get my Atlantean stuff back. Yeah, I also, when I get the chance, I'll be making a deck profile on Atlanteans. It's almost done, but yeah. It's basically no Mermail stuff, it's just an actual Atlantean archetype deck, not exactly something that you see all the time. You typically find Atlanteans